Welcome to Mike's Literary Minute, where books can be listened to and enjoyed. Hello, my name is Michael. I've been listening to audiobooks since the mid-'80s, and because of a dry spell on Audible and other resources that I have access to, we're actually going back to the 80s. I've already done one Let's Go Back to the 80s video where I did a review of Spock's World by Diane Duane. So this time we're doing probably one of my favorite authors of the Star Trek series. And everybody's, oh, James Blish. Wrong. In this case, it is Peter David. Peter David, if it tells you anything about how old I am, how long I've been with computers, and how screwed up my memory is, I remember Peter David's email address from the 90s. I can't tell you what I had for lunch yesterday, but I damn sure can remember Peter A. David at cup.portal.com. And that should really date me because Portal has been dead now for, good God, 20 years? God, I'm old. Book, though, Q and Law. Probably one of the funniest books Peter David ever put out. All right, this is a next generation one. I already did one from the original series. Got to follow up with next gen. Okay, yeah, back to the point that, yes, back, hall closet's still there. My uniform is still there. I'm still frocked as a lieutenant commander in there. I'm not putting it on, though. We've already talked. I had the uniform when I was 180 pounds. I'm 310. It's not going to fit. It won't be pretty. It will not be pretty. So we're just, it'll stay in there. It's fine where it is. What is the premise of this book? Okay. The Enterprise is going, Loxana Troi, Deanna Troy's mother, comes onto the Enterprise as an ambassador from the planet Beta Z to go to a wedding that the Enterprise is going to be part of the honor guard. I guess they're going to show up there and they're going to wave the flag, and the all-powerful being of the galaxy, Q, played by the very talented John de Lancie, who is probably one of the only people in the Star Trek world I've never met. Let's see, I've met Shatner, Nimoy, Majel, Barrett, Roddenberry, who actually is one of the co-readers of the book. It's her and John de Lancie. Marina Sirtis, Jonathan Frakes. Who else have I met? There's 4 or 5 others. I just can't remember the names off the top of my head. That's what I mean. I can remember Peter David's email address from the 90s. Can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Go figure. My brain's screwed. Okay, well, Q wants to kind of crash the party. He's one of those, he's big into mischief, and I can appreciate that. He comes in and let the fireworks begin because he kind of falls in love with Loxana Troi, who is played by Majel Barrett Roddenberry. And the book itself, they wanted to turn into an episode. The only reason they didn't turn it into an episode is there was too much back and forth between Peter David and Universal Pictures, who owned Star Trek at the time. If you haven't read the book, if you are a Star Trek fan, you've got to read this book. This book is hilarious. The audiobook, even though it's abridged, and I hate abridged books, the audio book is just as good as the paper book, and I've read the paper book. Hell, over on my bookcase, I've got an autographed copy that Majel Barrett signed for me when I saw her in a convention in Houston. So Q comes and he tries to hit it off with Loxana Troi. Picard's going nuts because Q's involved, and every time he shows up, the paperwork is horrible. He gets into mischief. He loves to screw with people. His favorite person to screw with is Picard. It culminates, I'm going to try very hard not to give away the ending of the book. The ending of the book is priceless because, let's just say, one character in the book beats the living shit out of another one. And he had it coming to him. He got his comeuppance, and it was funny. Peter David never disappointed. Every book that man writes for the Star Trek series is not a disappointment. Are there better books than this one? Yes. Are there worse books? Oh, yes. Trust me. There are, much worse books. But this one here, once again, it is abridged, but it gives you enough of the book. There's not a lot of backstory like in Spock's World, where if you don't read the book, you miss out on some stuff. They did a really good job of condensing the book down. They hit all the highlights. They hit all the high points. The book itself, I'm going to have to give it a 3-2. It's still a B, but here's the thing. Barrett and Spock's World. Spock's World, though, is, once again, a book that the editing, when they cut it down, affected it greatly. This book here, you get the entire story condensed down. Once again, if I remember correctly on this one, it was, once again, Walden Books. I had it on cassette tape, so that puts it back in the mid-'80s. I do have it on Audible, and if I remember correctly, it's only one cassette. It's 180 minutes, 90 minutes aside. If I remember correctly, it's only one. It has been several years since I've listened to the book. It's been several years. We're talking probably 20 years since I've read the book, but the book still resonates with me. And the reason being is, once again, it takes me back to when I was doing housework and chores and mowing yards and working out in the garage and everything else. And I'd be sitting there with my cassette player on my left hip, the set of earphones, little foamy ones, the bridge on it, and be listening to audiobooks, and would drive my parents incessantly insane because I would concentrate on what I was doing and the book was the background. And they could come up and, hey, we're trying to get your attention here. And they couldn't. I was like, whoa, how long have you been there? And it allowed me to enjoy, to be immersed into the audiobooks. It's one of these Star Trek books, these cassettes that were from Walden Books and B. Dalton and Bookstop back in the day, are the reason I listen to audiobooks so damn much now. There isn't a person I know who has ever gotten into my car and not had me turn an audiobook off. I can't think of anybody, especially in the past 20 years. Christ, I listen to to audiobooks more than I listen to the radio, more than I listen to, I've got a big album collection, more than I listen to the album collection. When I bought my new stereo receiver, I had to make sure, does it have an input to where I can hook my iPod up to it, or actually the phone, so I can listen to my audiobooks while working around the house. When I'm out working on my car or my truck, I got an audiobook on. Sometimes it's a comedy, sometimes it could be whatever I'm in the mood for. Listen, I've got 800 titles just on the phone, so another probably 50 or 60 on my computer that I can load on and offload whenever I want. So these are the books that caused me to do what I'm doing now. 15, 16-year-old kid that used to voraciously read. I would read a book before doing my homework, which explains my GPA. And this is what shaped me. This is this type of stuff that I did and have been doing for 20 plus years. Peter David was a big part of that. Peter David, the original books I was listening to was Star Trek. Everything was Star Trek. I was a big Star Trek nerd. Everything was Star Trek. I had a stack of audio books on cassette like this. There we go. Now we get both hands in the picture. Yes, I'm looking at the playback through my phone, which is sitting below the stand. These books are what shaped me. There's proof. There's a lot of people will say that the pen is mightier than the sword, and it is. And for people with great imaginations like I've got, these books opened up a whole new world. They took me to places far away, and I didn't have to buy a plane ticket. I didn't have to do anything. I could sit in my room and hit play. That's, for me, is something I find very powerful. Hopefully some of you people find that powerful as well. Once again, Q and Law is a book that's been out for a while. It's been out for over 20 years. Someone that's watching this has got to have listened to it, have read the pocket paperback. It actually was available in hardcover. I know because I had it in hardcover. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I think I do pretty good at responding to comments. Might take me some time, but I try to respond to everybody because you took time out of your life to write me a note. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, don't care. You want to call me an asshole? You ain't going to be the first one to call me an asshole. And believe me, I ain't going to be the last. I could care less. I'm just in it for the conversation. Have you read the book? Listen to the book. As I said, I'm giving you the 3-2. What do you give the book? Like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you're going to do, and we'll catch you on the next one.